The early 80s, a wild decade where Japanese manufacturers seemed to be in a race to cram the most cutting-edge, sometimes even the most audacious technology onto two wheels. Amidst fuel crises and tightening emissions regulations, one word became the magic bullet for boosting performance: turbo. And Yamaha, the innovative tuning fork company, wasn't about to just watch from the sidelines. They answered the call, not just with an engine, but with one that had an extra breath, a hiss that promised a different kind of thrill. This is it, the somewhat underrated pioneer, the Yamaha XJ650 Seca Turbo. Now, hold on a minute. Why did Yamaha bother strapping this magic snail to the XJ650, a bike already known as a capable tourer since its 1980 debut? The answer lies in ambition and fierce competition. Honda had already shown off its CX500 Turbo. Yamaha didn't want to be outdone. They aimed for their 650cc bike to perform like a 1000cc machine, but with lighter weight and more agile handling. A bold technological gamble, especially considering Yamaha chose a path that was a little unconventional. Officially unveiled in 1982 after stirring curiosity at the 1981 Tokyo Motor Show, the XJ650 Seca Turbo immediately turned heads. Just look at that design. Its massive angular front fairing, with a windscreen that looked ready to slice through the air, was the result of serious wind tunnel research, mind you. Yamaha even claimed some influence from their marine products division. Its weight? Around 565 pounds, about 45 pounds heavier than the standard Seca. Not exactly lightweight, but there was a reason for it. Now let's dive into its heart. This is where it gets really interesting. The base was the XJ650 engine, an air-cooled plus oil cooler DOHC 653 inline-four. But Yamaha took a unique approach. While Honda's CX500 Turbo already featured sophisticated fuel injection, the XJ650 Seca Turbo, believe it or not, still relied on carburetors. Yes, 4 pressurized Mikuni carburetors, a world first for a mass-produced turbocharged motorcycle. A daring move, or perhaps a bit of a gamble? The turbocharger itself was no slouch. Yamaha entrusted a Mitsubishi TC 0306A unit so small, with a turbine diameter of just 39 millimeters, Yamaha confidently claimed it was the world's smallest turbo at the time. Its placement was also clever, below the swing arm pivot, slightly behind and beneath the engine. The goal, clearly, to keep the bike's center of gravity low and its handling manageable. This tiny unit could spin up to an incredible 210,000, some even say 220,000 RPM. Pretty wild. Boost was limited to about 7.7 psi by a wastegate. The result? A factory claim of around 90 horsepower at 9,000 RPM and a hefty 60.5 pound-feet of torque at 7,000 RPM. Numbers that could intimidate bikes in its class, even those with larger displacements. But, as with any new tech, especially one force-fed through carburetors, there were trade-offs. The biggest demon of all turbo bikes from that era: turbo lag. Yes, that delay between twisting the throttle and the SNAIL actually kicking in was a chronic ailment. The XJ650 Seca Turbo, though reportedly not as laggy as Honda's CX500, still had it, especially when riding aggressively at lower revs. You needed to be above 6,000 RPM for about a second, and then, whoosh, the power kicked in. And that wasn't all. Yamaha, perhaps to keep costs down or due to their design philosophy, opted for some more economical parts compared to its competitors. The rear brake was still a drum, while Honda and Kawasaki had moved to rear discs. The rear suspension also featured conventional dual shocks, not a sophisticated progressive monoshock like Honda's Pro Link or Kawasaki's Unitrack. The front suspension was decent, with air-adjustable 36mm Showa telescopic forks. But overall, the bike felt a bit half-baked in its luxury, compared to its more all-in Japanese rivals. And as it turned out, the market responded with a lukewarm reception, a fairly high price tag, around $7,500, possibly varying by market or year, coupled with the reputation of turbo bikes being complex and a bit finicky, meant the XJ650 Seca Turbo didn't exactly become a sales champion. Sales were slow. In Germany, reportedly only 315 units were sold. Yamaha only kept it in production for 2 years, 1982 and 1983, with total global production likely not exceeding 8,000 units, far from a bestseller. Ironically, engineers quickly found ways to squeeze more power from simpler, cheaper, naturally aspirated engines that were, of course, free of turbo lag. The turbo bike era faded almost as quickly as it arrived. Yamaha itself pulled the plug on the XJ Turbo series in 1984, shifting focus to their more conventional FJ series. It was actually Kawasaki, with their later GPZ 750 Turbo, that is often cited as the best turbo bike of that era. But make no mistake, despite its short lifespan and modest sales, the XJ650 Seca Turbo remains a legend. Its status as one of the Big Four Japanese turbo bikes, plus its iconic appearance in the 1983 James Bond film Never Say Never Again, has made it a collector's item. Its futuristic aura, Yamaha's daring marriage of turbocharging and carburetors, and of course, that surge of boost when the RPMs hit the magic number, all contribute to its unforgettable story. Some modern owners still wrestle with maintaining these rare machines. There are reports of various quirks, perhaps because Yamaha seemed to rush its development. Issues like faulty fuel pressure regulators, temperamental starter motors, and oil leaks have been mentioned. But again, for many, that sensation when the turbo kicks in, that makes all the trouble worthwhile. So, the Yamaha XJ650 Seca Turbo. A bold experiment? A commercial misstep? Or a cult classic born at the wrong time? Perhaps it's a bit of all three. What's certain is that this bike is a monument to a truly adventurous era in motorcycling history, when engineers weren't afraid to dream big and bring even their wildest ideas to life. A whisper from the past that still resonates with its dedicated fans. The Yamaha XJ650 Seca Turbo, a legend wrapped in mystery and carburetors.